you are all fine today. This is Srasada from Science Team at New Generation Language School. Today we're going to talk about Lesson 3 and Unit 1, Chemical Equations and Chemical Reactions. The compound is a substance formed from the combination of atoms of different elements as due to the chemical reaction between them. So first of all, we are going to talk about the meaning or the definition of chemical reaction. It is the breaking down of the existence bonds between the atoms of the molecule in reactants and forming new bonds between the atoms of molecules in the products. So we have here one question. Give reason. The mass of white powder formed from burning of magnesium ribbon is more than the mass of ribbon before burning, because the combination of oxygen with magnesium to form magnesium oxide. And now we're going to talk about the chemical equations. So we have two parts. First, the reactants and the products. The reactants are substances that take part in the reactions, and the products are substances that are formed at the end of the reaction. So we are going to talk about the definition of chemical equation. It is a set of symbols and the chemical formula representing the reactants and the products molecules in the chemical reaction, and it represents the conditions of the reactants as well, as you see in this equation. So we have two steps to write the equation. First, the word equation, and second, the symbolic equation. First of all, we are going to talk about the word equation. Magnesium plus oxygen, by heating we get magnesium oxide. And symbolic equation, C plus O2, by heating CO2. And now, do you know that the number of atoms of each element in reactants must equal the number of atoms in some elements in products? So the chemical equation must be balanced. So what is the meaning of balanced chemical equations? It is an equation in which the number of atoms entering the reaction equals the number of atoms resulting from the reaction. So we have here question: how to balance the symbolic equations that express the reaction of hydrogen gas with oxygen gas to form water, H2 plus O2, it gives us H2O. To balance the equation, you must compare between the number of atoms of each element in reactants and the number of atoms of the same element in products. And now we are going to talk about the laws of chemical combination. We have two types. Number one, the law of conservation of matter or law of conservation of mass, and number two, the law of constant ratios. First of all, we are going to talk about the law of conservation of mass. It is some reactants masses in any chemical reactions equals the sum of products masses. And number two, the law of constant ratios. It is a chemical compound is formed from the combination of its elements by constant weight ratios. And we have some notes. If the ratios between the masses of elements that enter the chemical reaction differs from the mixed ratio, with these elements react with the form of a certain compound, so the increase in the mass of each of them remains without reaction. And the types of chemical reactions. We have only one type today. Number one, the direct combination reaction. They are reactants or the reactions which involve a combination of two or more substances to form a new compound. And the types of direct combinations, we have three types. Number one, combination of elements with another element. Combination of elements with a compound. Number three, the combination of compound with another compound. First of all, we are going to talk about the combination of elements with another element. Are divided into two types. First, combination of two nonmetals, such as C plus O2 by heating CO2. And second, the combination of metal with a nonmetal, such as 2Mg plus O2 by heating 2MgO. And number two, the combination of elements with a compound, such as 2CO plus O2 by heating 2CO2. And now we're going to talk about the chemical reactions in our life. First of all, we're going to talk about the importance of the chemical reactions. Number one, obtain electric and heat energies used in some industries. Number two, obtain more useful substances from less used substances. Number three, prepare thousands of, compounds are commonly used in many industries like manufacture of fertilizers, plastics, medicines, fuel, batteries, and food industries. And now we are going to talk about the negative effects of chemical reaction. From negative reaction of chemical reactions is environmental pollution resulting from the emission of some harmful gases from these chemical reaction. The burning reaction is considered from the reactions that produce a lot of pollutant gases like fuel burning and the burning of coal and cellulose fiber, which causes air pollution and lung cancer. And what about the products of fuel burning? We have three types of products. Number one, carbon oxide, sulfur oxides, and nitrogen oxides. First at all, we are going to talk about the carbon oxides. We have two types, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. First, carbon monoxide has a dangerous impact of the human being as it causes headache and fainting and stomach aches. Number two, carbon dioxide. Increasing the percentage of carbon dioxide in atmospheric air leads to increasing in air temperature, causing a phenomenon known as a greenhouse effect. Sulfur oxides are a result from fuel burning like dioxide and sulfur trioxide, and they are acidic gases that cause respiratory system malfunction or breathing problems and building corrosion. Number two, nitrogen oxides are resulted at the time of lightning. Their harms are poisonous acidic gases that affect the nervous system and the eye. And thank you so much. See you later. Goodbye.